Hiya, it's your friend SB here, and we've got a lot to get through, so buckle up. Some of you may be disappointed that there wasn't a balance update with the last patch, but I'm here to let you know that there was. A major one even. All because of this right here. No, not the character, I mean this. This little skill right here has the potential to create a whole new meta, but probably not the one you'd be hoping for. So let me tell you why this is such a big deal. Here at the lab, we've learned a few interesting things about tuning. So how much damage is alpha attack power worth? Well, the data says you get a 2% increase at level 3. If I go into training mode and use Yellow Deku's crouch shot, which does a base of 100 damage, I can easily see that this is the case. So if I equip a second one, does it go up to 104? You'd think so, wouldn't you? But see what happens. It ends up being quite a bit more than expected. We've learnt that there's some sort of exponential power increase when you equip multiple skills with the same effect. So if you stacked it with HP attack power, the outcome is a bit more expected. So what can you expect to happen if you equip a third? It's not a 6% increase, it's a 15% increase. A strike card gives you a temporary 10% boost. This is permanent. This effect has been in the game since tuning released, and we knew about this beforehand because there's 3 Gamma attack power skills. It wasn't such a big deal there because Gamma wasn't a primary damage source for many characters. In some cases the effect flat out doesn't work, or because people probably didn't own the characters. They still haven't put Overhaul on the ticket, but on an alpha skill, I think there's a lot more to be afraid of. Consider that one of the strongest characters in the game right now is Strike Deku, and a big part of that is because of his ridiculous power and range of his aimed alpha shot. Tuning unfortunately has a way of making problematic characters even worse. This is all solvable, mind you, just nerf the characters and adjust the influence of tuning. There's another big US tournament on the horizon, and I'm expecting to see this abused. And I'm doing my part to make sure it is known, because gatekeeping is for losers. Today I will be using UA tracksuit villain style. There are other costumes that have the slots for triple alpha, but this one also comes with a couple of yellow slots to throw on alpha defense. I would highly recommend everyone puts on alpha defense, but it's unfortunately not the case that one defense slot will negate one attack slot. As for PUR costumes, please take a look at Full Cowling 100% villain style. Not only can you run triple alpha, but you can also get both HP attack boosts as well as double alpha defense and HP defense. The special slots have some strong potential as well. An extremely similar costume to this one is the Kung Fu outfit villain style. You have the slots to run all the same damage and defensive boosts, but weirdly, you still do more damage with Full Cowling. You might be asking, how on earth does Full Cowling do more damage? Here's the thing, I can't be certain, but my opinion is that the calculation looks something like this. The slots 1, 2 and 3 refer to the order that they appear in the list, going from the left side down to the right side down. As you can see, the exponential influence is on the first slot. That means if slot 1 is level 4, the end result is greater. On Full Cowling, you can put Bakugo in the level 4 slot on the left, and then Denki and Darby on the right side. On the Kung Fu outfit, you are forced to use Denki as slot 1 in a level 3 slot. I can't say with confidence that this is how it works, but we have confirmed that ordering does matter. I'm already seeing people in my games using both of these costumes. Well then, how about we get into some games? Okay, so today we're going to be starting off with some Assault Deku gameplay, which is a very alpha-focused character. This is basically alpha the character here, because clearly beta is not going to be reliable. I kind of hate the way that beta works. But it's very focused on good positioning and like a slow burn of damage to your enemies. And with triple alpha, that slow burn might actually be a very fast burn. It's a bit faster. It's like, what, 15% faster we said? So it's very accuracy based. Like, your performance with this character is going to be very dependent on how well you can hit your shots. And I'm an okay shot. I have complaints about how aiming mechanics work in this game, and I'm not super good at leading my shots, which I am definitely observing watching my own gameplay. That comes with practice. I used to play more Assault Deku, and I might go back to it now with this build, because then I feel like I'm not throwing, you know. You always want to have like a little bit of relevance in the meta, and this might be a good excuse to play the Assault Deku. I'm not going to become a Strike Deku main until he gets nerfed, because it feels very easy to play Strike Deku. What I might do is play solos where I don't ever level alpha and just go entirely melee focused. That might be fun, but that's a different thing. That's not playing the character seriously. That's just having fun with combos, because there's a lot of very fun combos you can do. Just ask my buddy No Life, who is a very good full bullet player. But anyway, so we can use Beta and Gamma for repositioning. Beta is not so reliable as an offensive move. It's a bit weird. I could go on about it. I could make a video on it. I could do a whole series of SB fixes the game. Does that sound interesting? I've got some ideas. I could do like at least 3 different videos on that. But yeah, Assault as a character feels pretty balanced. Strike is definitely the better option. If there's ever going to be a Deku, it's more likely going to see a Strike Deku. Especially depending on your lobby. Because then, in a sweaty lobby, there's going to be a lot of Strike Dekus. In the US tournament, there's going to be a Strike Deku, I imagine, every single team, every single game. And if they're not, then you're throwing. And I don't think we're getting any balance updates until then. But you still need to play it safe. Like, you only have like 300 health. You just need to stay in a position where people can't see you. This is an offensive boost, not a defensive boost. He may be in the Assault class, but that doesn't make him a tank. It's not a tank class, it's the Assault class. I want you to think about what that means. It's about aggressive, taking aggressive angles and shooting people. You know, being annoying with that slow burn. High pressure, that's the way I interpret Assault. It's easier to interpret for other characters, but people will think, oh, defensive buff, that must mean tank. I disagree. But the damage is very nice. Like, normally with base damage is 80 damage, but with this build, then we're getting 92. If you're going for the plus ultra rarity build, PUR otherwise known as, then you're going to be doing 94 damage on shield and 100 damage per shot. 118 on shield and 120 on health if you're going for snipe shots. And that's your burst damage, which is nice. That's like a 25% boost, right? 125 damage. That's what that makes sense to be. So whenever you see someone taking damage, you can see that number, compare it to the number I said. Let's say 92 is the number we're comparing it to. If you see someone taking less than 92 damage, that means there's some sort of debuff in play. Keep in mind, in this match right now, I've got a Strike teammate, so I am getting the slight buff. That's negated by if they have a Assault character on their team, which is going to be 5%, then 10%, then 20% with free. I don't... like, tuning effects are going to be lower. Right, I can't remember what it is. It's about 5% actually with double tuning. And then, because there's 2 Assault Alpha defense shooting slots, and there's 1 HP defense. So the offensive ones are clearly outnumbering. And with the whole, you know, exponential effects, like, you're still doing more damage with triple alpha versus someone with double alpha defense than if you were running double alpha attack. You're still doing more damage. That's just how crazy it is, relatively. Rip my team over here. Very sad. I go to pick them up. They're trying to res. Cheeky little snipe shot. Okay, I'm going now. They've got the Strike Deku. I'm just a normal Assault Deku. I'm not dealing with that. I've still got some really good range on this character. Like, the Strike Deku also has like ridiculous range. More than he should for a, you know, a shotgun character. So I can shoot people like 100 damage near enough from afar is very annoying. That's like you're going to kill Emirio in 3 shots. Because he has 225 health. I mean, that would also apply to literally anybody, any rapid, anyone with 300 health. That's 3 shots and you're dead. Assuming 100 damage per shot. Crazy to think about that. But with the pure builds, you get a red slot, and then you can go for Revenge Strike. You can get a couple of red cards as well, so that's going to be a 10% boost each one. It stacks multiplicitously. There's that word again. So you're going to get. Let me check real quick. Calculator, 1.1 times 1.1 times 1.1, 1.331. So we're looking at about a 33% increase in damage just by having triple red cards active. Because Revenge Strike is essentially a red card. So 33% damage increase on top of what we're already doing is ridiculous damage. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, but all the builds we've been talking about so far, there's a common theme. So the UA tracksuit one, the 100% full cowling one, and the Kung Fu one, they're all villain style. And I don't think that's a coincidence. I realize there are things in common that each build has with others. It's not always like a strict theme, but it's like you get an idea of what the developers were intending for each version. So you can imagine like the villain one is, let's say that's more relentless. Combat style is maybe like trading blows. So it's going to be more defensive, or it might have more like cooldowns for like repositioning and whatnot. And dangerous is usually going to be more glass cannon. These are the general ideas, the general themes I've noticed. There's a bit of interpretation as to what heat means. I like to think about it as like a momentum base, you know. Start up cold, start building momentum, and start burning, you know, that sort of idea. That's the way I see it. So after this game, we are going to be looking at some Strike Deku gameplay as well. This is only going to take a second more, I'm out of notes. And I don't play Strike Deku, like ever. Because, as I say, he's a bit too powerful. I don't really want to be learning him until he's nerfed, we're in a different meta. And I didn't own Strike Deku for the longest time, so I never had that opportunity. Here we go. Strike Deku. I'm now going into my villain arc. I've changed my name. I'm no longer Eugene SB. I am now Techie SB. I am now Enemy SB. So we're still doing like massive amounts of burst damage with Alpha. This is 115 damage base, assuming your normal strike buff, because I'm the only strike here. By the way, look at this team. This is like the most skill set high tier team. Crazy. And with my build, I'm doing 130 damage per shot at level 9. And if you've got full cowling on, then you're going to be doing 130 damage on shield and 140 damage on health. Which is technically the same as the Kung Fu outfit, because the way that the multiplier works is that if you have a higher base number, then you can expect that to increase a bit. But because Full Bullet has 5 shots, it means that there's a lot of decimals that get negated every time. They're not negated, it always rounds up every time it's shot. So it can't give you any actual damage increase until it passes a threshold, right? So if you have 20 damage base and there's a 10% increase, then you're getting 2 more damage. So 5% is 1 damage more. So for every 1%, if I'm getting 1% more per slot, let's say, hypothetically, for the sake of the explanation, then if I have 4 slots of 1%, then I'm not actually going to receive any benefit until I get that 5th slot in, and then I will suddenly do 1 more damage per shot, which is times 5, because it's 5 bullets. So we see the effects more clearly on the assault build, whereas on strike it's different. So I'm at 7 kills right now, and this is like my first time ever playing Strike Deku. That's how crazy this character is. I don't need to practice. I just need to, like, I'm not really using beta much. I'm only using gamma to reposition, and I'm not sure if I'm actually doing the damage or I'm just stealing kills. So we're getting to the end of the video now, and to thank you for getting this far in, I would like to introduce you to a very useful website made by a friend Cody, which is ultradojo.com. It's still a bit under construction, but you can use it to find certain builds. You can check the damage values based on the build that you have. You can see what abilities actually receive benefits from quirk enhancements. So we can find like Momo Gamma and see, no, it doesn't do anything. And hopefully in the future we'll have interactive maps as well. I say we, it's Cody's website. I give feedback. And thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in another one where we are definitely also going to be doing more alpha stacking. Bye!